So, as you know, I'm a champion of recovery. I've battled alcoholism and done over 4 years of uninterrupted sobriety. And one of the things I do is that I support people who are battling addictions and the families as well. Now, one of the things that I've noticed, and it's very important that I speak about it, is that most of the time when we're dealing with addictions, when families talk about their loved ones, we're always talking about the end product, which is the addiction. We're always talking about the substance dependency, and we're always trying to just deal with that, and that is not really the main issue here. I've worked with men, and most of the times when we have a sit down, you get to understand that the underlying issue behind addiction is spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I'm specifically talking about relationships. Many a times you find that people struggle with father wounds. It could be challenges, marital challenges. Yeah. But most of the time, especially when I interact with men, I seem to see a challenge around father wounds. Now, recently I was walking with this gentleman, and he was telling me that, as he grew up, his father never affirmed him. As he grew up, he always did things to get to win his father's applause. But he didn't get any of that, no matter what he tried. And as you grow up, you find that even as an individual, you will end up trying to find the same approval somewhere else. And one thing that also does is that you as a man do not know how to express your emotions because you did not get that from your dad. Now, it's important that we understand these things from a mature perspective as grown-ups, not as the children we were. You notice that the baby boomers, our parents, did not have the capacity to express themselves emotionally to their sons. All they knew that they could do is probably just provide. As long as providence was there, that is love for them. And we could understand that their fathers too did not know any other better way, to express love. Very few understood the concept of being affectionate with your son. So these are the issues that need to be addressed when you're dealing with addictions, especially if you have a brother who is going through something, is depending on some substance. Don't focus too much on the end result or the coping mechanism, which in itself is wrong and that can be adjusted, but always know that there's something underlying, and it's a relationship that is not working, a relationship that is non-existent and is very key in his life, and he's trying to compensate for it through the use of substance. Immediately we start to talk about these things on the table, we're able to make dysfunctional families functional again. These are conversations that are healthy between fathers and sons. And once these things are sorted out, you'll find that a child starts to thrive, a son starts to thrive again. Not because the father has changed 100%, but because there was some level of connection that they were able to have through these conversations. So let's start having these conversations this year. If you're a father, in the age bracket, 50s and above, there's a chance that you never really expressed affection to your son. This is the time when we need to start doing these things. Start telling your son how proud you are of him, of his accomplishments. Affirm your children more. At least what I do know is for us millennials, we're very intentional about that because it's something that lacked in our upbringing. But that doesn't mean our parents cannot make an attempt before their time comes. So let's stop focusing on the coping mechanism, which is wrong, the addiction, and let's start looking at the real issues, which are spiritual, the relationships that have not been working well, hence people depending on substance.